Hey guys, Darkbreaker here, and first of all, a big thank you to everyone who's subscribed to this channel. We reached 100,000 subscribers, and that's an amazing goal. I didn't think I would reach 100,000 subscribers so fast. I think I started YouTube around December 2017, and within 1 year we reach 100k, and that's so amazing. And I want to thank you guys for your support and for watching all my videos. That's about it. Let's start with the tier list. This is my tier list for SOLOQ, and I divided it into God tier, S tier, A tier, and the rest are average at best or just bad. You can still play those heroes. They are not bad, but those heroes I listed are, in my opinion, the easiest for you to carry yourself to Conqueror or to carry in general games. And as you can see, I divided it into Darkslayer lane, mages, jungle, support, Abyssal lane, and Marksman. Like Abyssal lane divided into like tanky types of heroes and Marksman type of heroes. So when do I consider heroes God tier? They are considered God tier when they are the best within their role, and they are must ban in every ranked game. Those heroes are always banned in every ranked game because they are just so powerful, carrying every game by just being strong or having good matchups against every hero. So for the Darkslayer lane, I consider Varus and Florentino God tier because of her Varus, very tanky, high damage, good matchup against all heroes. She's just a lane bully, she's super strong, and that's why she's God tier. Florentino the same, high damage, good solo carry abilities in team fights, and has a lot of good matchups as well. That's why he's actually getting a nerf in the next patch. But for the current patch, Florentino, one of the best, and he's coming pretty soon to the Western servers as well, for Europe, Latin and North America. And so far, he's been dominating in the Asian servers like Thailand and Vietnam, for example. So for S tier, Marja, Omen, Roxy, Rictor, Irie. So why do I consider those heroes S tier? Marja, she is consistent in her lane, bullies a lot of lane matchups. She is very safe thanks to her ultimate, does a lot of poke damage, and especially in late game, most of the time when I play Marja, at the end of the game, I have at least 30% team damage, maybe even up to 40%, since she does so much damage. People underestimate her damage because she just keeps poking and poking, and over time it just accumulates. So that's why she's S tier, and those heroes are not in order. So it doesn't mean Marja is the best S tier hero. I think Rictor might be. So Omen, one of the best late game heroes, good split push, good team fight, high utility thanks to his ultimate. Roxy, strong lane bully, good proxy ability, good utility thanks to her ultimate. She's getting a huge buff, lowers her cooldown and increases her damage. Rictor, high mobility, high damage, high crowd control ability. Like he can knock you up in team fights 2 times, and using his second skill right, you can do AoE crowd control as well. You can stun all those opponents when you time your second skill right. He's a strong lane bully as well, and his roam ability is off the charts. I think that okay. Irie, some people might argue that she is A tier or not as good. I would say lower S tier, maybe between S and A tier. It all depends on the skill, to be honest. But why do I put Irie in S tier? It's because of her roam ability, her high roam ability that allows her to flank easier than, for example, Zuka, Superman, and she's just so good in solo queue because she can take out the backline the easiest, in my opinion. You have 3 jumps to reach the ADC and kill him, and I feel like just killing the ADC in team fights allows you to carry the game. And she's good. She's in general a very good roamer as well. In most matchups, she does pretty decent. She beats Zuka, Ryoma. She goes even with Lubu. She wins against Superman. Goes even with Amelie. She's just a very strong hero in my opinion. It's all about the skill, hitting your shuriken of course. So for A tier I have Lubu, consistent lane bully, not that good mobility, not the greatest roamer, does his job decent, is semi-tanky, provides some CC with his knock-up. Ryoma, great lane bully, weak late game in my opinion. Good roam ability. I play him with Hermes to roam, go for ganks and poke your opponents. High poke damage, and he's not the typical assassin or bruiser. He's more like an AD mage. Zuka, good roam ability, high burst damage, good flank ability in team fights, but he just has so many bad matchups in my opinion. Rictor destroys him, Marja destroys him, Omen destroys him. All those heroes in God and S tier, they counter Zuka. Lubu beats Zuka as well. Amelie beats Zuka. And for Zuka, it's more like about clear the wave and then try to roam. But you have a lot of bad matchups. So that's why he's only A tier. Zenial. Yeah, I would put him A tier just because he's not the typical carry. He provides good support for your team by jumping with your global ultimate, by helping them in team fights. He's a good split pusher, but he gets countered by a lot of heroes that can just out push him and just kill him solo. For example, Varus, Florentino, Omen, they counter him. Rictor bullies him early game as well, and Rictor will just roam and snowball before Zenial gets useful, since Zenial needs a lot of gold to be tanky. Superman, good roaming, high damage, but he's kinda hard to play in my opinion. He got nerfed a lot and has few bad matchups, and he's just not that strong in solo queue compared to competitive, since you need to play around your team and roam, and you always like he has good damage, but he relies on his teammates to follow up and do damage, since he can keep pushing the enemies in, right? But you need someone to kill them. That's not what a Superman does. A Superman provides a lot of crowd control so that that your team can win. And yeah, that's about it. Amelie, good laner, bad roamer, can do high burst damage, but she's a very safe laner, but not the greatest at flanking and killing the backline. Ibnev, very tanky, is a good tank, but I consider him better as a support. He counters a lot of matchups, but the problem is, as a Darkslayer laner, you want the hero to be a good roamer and to be good at wave controlling and to be a good lane bully, and that's not what Ibnev does. He provides a lot of crowd control, and therefore I think he's better in the support role. That's for the Darkslayer lane. Now to the mages. God tier, pretty obvious, Saphira and Ignis. Those heroes are just super strong in team fights. They can solo carry, they do a lot of damage, they have high crowd control, and they are good at every stage of the game, so that's why they are God tier. Liliana, Thulin, Raz, S tier. Liliana, consistent mage, great poke damage, high mobility, but she's weak in the early game. And for Thulin, it's the opposite. He's strong in the early game, but he falls off late game since he's melee range, and he needs to go into the team fights while Liliana and Raz can poke. Raz, high burst damage, good gank ability, great roamer, does a lot of good poke damage, and that's why he's S tier. But unlike Saphira and Ignis, he does not do as much damage as they do, and they provide more crowd control, and they are super strong at every stage of the game. And Raz, he's still a very good hero, S tier, and in competitive he's super strong as well, since he provides so much early game pressure and his roam ability. Yeah, S tier. So for A tier, I put Praetor, Laurel, Kali, and Flash. Praetor, pretty consistent laner, isn't that strong early game, but his poke is insane. He is good at wave clearing and he can store the game. And late game he does so much damage. He can keep poking and poking, and he's just out of range, and that's why he's A tier. But early game he can be snowballed pretty easily since he doesn't have the greatest tool to escape. Laurel, not that strong early game. She needs late game. She can solo carry team fights 1 versus 5 once she has all her items, and especially she needs 40% cooldown reduction, and before that she's not that strong. That's why she's A tier, and she's melee range, that as well. Mages that can poke in team fights are just superior in my opinion, and they don't rely as much on their team as Laurel does. Since if Laurel goes 1 versus 5, it's very hard for her to carry, but those other heroes, Saphira, Ignis, Liliana, they can just keep poking and poking, do a lot of damage over time, and once the enemies are poked, the others can collapse, for example. And Laurel is not the greatest roamer compared to Raz or Thulin, for example. Kali, consistent laner, good poke damage, easy to kill, early game not that strong, and that's about it. Flash, not the greatest laner, relies on snowball, is super strong late game against ADC, but doesn't have any poke damage. So for jungle we have Rock, Murad, Lindis, Necro, and Quillen. Rock is currently one of my favorite junglers since he has high burst damage and is a good counter to assassin junglers thanks to his ultimate, which gives him immunity to crowd control and extra armor, and he has a quick jungle clear. Murad S tier, yeah, I think you guys probably know why Murad is S tier, since he's so good at snowballing. His ultimate does a shit ton of damage. Great mobility, hard to kill. He has 2 skills to get immune for a second, basically. His second and his ultimate. Lindis, great roamer, great, like her gank ability is so good thanks to her passive. She can run from left to right so quick, and she's hard to kill. Necro, one of the best junglers currently in the meta, since he does a lot of damage. He goes in, kills one, jumps out, lifesteals again, and then he goes in, kills someone, and jumps out again. And he's a great split pusher, thanks to abusing the fact that people are uncoordinated in teamfights and in general. Necro is so good because he can split push and get towers while the others are fighting. Like he can get so many objectives, and then later on join the team fight and clean up and then repeat. So that's why Necro is so strong. Quillen is kind of the same. He shines thanks to the fact that people are uncoordinated and don't focus him or don't target, don't pick counter heroes like Joker against Quillen. And thanks to the fact that people are uncoordinated, he can just go in a team fight, picks one off, jumps out again, and then goes in again, and he can flank people, and his gank ability is very good. And yeah, just thanks to the fact that the people are uncoordinated, he can just shine so hard. So for A tier, I have Cricknock, Wonder Woman, Zill, Zephyrus, Zenoss, and Batman. Cricknock kind of fell off thanks to the nerf. He's only A tier now. He doesn't shine as much as the other heroes on the S tier. He's still a good jungler. He still has good burst damage and so on, but people are kind of used to Cricknock now. They know how to play against him and how to counter him. Heroes like Joker counter Cricknock super hard, and he doesn't have the same mobility like Necro or Lindis, for example. And if you go in, you usually commit to the team fight or the fight in general, and the others can just jump out again pretty easily. So that's why he's A tier. Wonder Woman, pretty consistent jungler, but not the greatest early game, not the greatest jungle clear, and that's why she's only A tier. Zill, good assassin, but not as good as the others. Does good burst damage, but he needs a lot of items to be strong, and he needs to snowball. He doesn't have the greatest mobility as well, and that's why he is not that good for split pushing. Those heroes who can split push and have good wave control, they can solo carry, and that's why I put them in S tier. Zephyrus, I feel like he's more like a team fight orientated tank assassin, and that's why he's A tier, and he doesn't solo carry as well as the others. He's still a very good jungler, of course. He got buffed recently and he does a lot of damage, but I feel like you can't go in, go out, and then roam and get towers. You always commit to a team fight mostly. Yeah, A tier. He's just not as good as Necro at solo carrying. Like Zephyrus is a good jungler for team orientated gameplay. You engage and the people follow up. But Necro jumps in, kills someone, jumps out again. And then you can go for towers, split push and so on. And Zephyrus doesn't have the greatest mobility unlike RoV, Lindis, Necro, Quillen. Quillen can just keep spamming his ultimate to move from left to right. And Zephyrus is kinda slow compared to that. Zenoss is A tier. He's he does high burst damage. He's late game a beast, but he relies on Snowball and getting his passive up. So that's why he's A tier. Same for Batman. Batman, A tier for solo queue. You can figure out people are uncoordinated. He can pick people off left and right. His gank ability is very good, but he's strong early game and not late game, and that's why he's only A tier. Now to support. God tier, Annette. I think you guys know why. Her stun is insane. One good stun, GG, game over. One good stun to the ADC, he's dead. You win the team fight, game is over. That's why she's... So first of all, her early game is super strong, thanks to her high damage skills like her Whirlpool. Wait, her Whirlwind Pool. Yeah, her first skill. So her first skill provides a lot of damage and helps your teammate, your mid laner, to clear the wave quick, and then you can go invade the enemy jungler, or you go for a gank. You go together for a gank. She provides good crowd control and good peel for your ADC, and in general good peel thanks to her ultimate. And within the ultimate, people get increased attack speed and enemies can't enter the ultimate. You can zone people off with your ultimate pretty good. And just her stun makes her super OP. In Conqueror gameplay, she's 100% pick or ban right now. So for S tier, I have Mina, Arum, Crash, Ibnif. They are within their roles good supports in terms of engage ability, roamers, and invading. Mina can invade the enemy jungler and deny his buffs by keep grabbing the buff out of the range, so it resets. That's why Mina is so strong. And her ultimate in combination with Flicker is a teamfight changer. One good Flicker ultimate combo, you can win the teamfight. Arum is good because she is a hard counter to assassins. You use ultimate on the assassin and he's pretty much dead. Has good invade ability and is super tanky. Crash the same. I usually see Crash with Smite now. That means he can go invade, take the enemy buff with Smite, and then jump out again. And he's a great engager and is just super tanky. Ibnif is pretty much the all-round tank. Good crowd control, good tank ability. That's about it. It's just a very consistent support tank. And for A tier we have Alice, Orma, Superman, Zafira, and Lambo. They all provide great crowd control, but they just lack the engage ability and the invade power, unlike the others. Orma is getting a buff, that's why I put him... Actually, he's not A tier right now, but once the buff comes pretty soon, he will be A tier. He will provide a lot of crowd control and especially be a very annoying early game support. Alice, pretty strong late game, good crowd control, but she's early game not that good, and she's not the typical engaged support who's tanky. She's more like a supportive support, but unlike Annette, she's not as good early game. Superman, pretty common now in Conqueror gameplay for support, since he provides a lot of crowd ability and is a great roamer. Zafira, the same, good crowd control, but not that tanky, and she's early game. Her crowd control has high cooldown reductions, unlike the others, that's why she's not that good. Like, I mean, she's still good, but unlike the others, compared to the others, not that good. So Lambo, pretty consistent tank, but doesn't exceed in anything. He's a good peeler. His ultimate provides good crowd control, but that's about it pretty much. So for Abyssal Lane, Maloch, he's just such a good tank. Good engage ability thanks to his ultimate. He's just super tanky. He does true damage, and with Fenrir he just does a lot of damage. That's why I put him in S tier. And for competitive, he's maybe even God tier. He's so strong right now. A tier, Crashed Arduin Marja. Crash Arduin, pretty decent tanks, do well in lane, have good engage ability, have good crowd control, but are not as good as Maloch. Maloch just straight up wins most matchups, and I feel like he's way more tanky, thanks to the fact that he can keep spamming his second skill to get more, shields basically. Like in a team fight, there are 5 people, you keep using your second skill, you are just unkillable. And Crash relies a lot due to the fact that he needs to stack rage, and Maloch just can. His ultimate is just such a good engage tool. And Arduin, yeah, he's decent tank, decent engager, but that's about it. Marja, consistent laner, good lane bully, and you can use her in Abyss lane as well against ADCs. She's just pretty consistent, but nothing special. Like you use Marja in Darkslayer lane to counter a lot of heroes, farm up, but in Abyss lane you don't have the opportunity to farm as much as in Darkslayer lane. Like, you are usually forced to fight already for the dragon pretty early on, and you are always fighting and you don't have the time to farm as much as in Darkslayer lane. And Marja needs a lot of items to be strong. She needs the 40% cooldown reduction, and once she has Hekates, she will be super strong, and late game she exceeds, but early game she's not that good. She's decent. So for Marksman, I have Elsu in God tier, but it pretty much depends on your snipe ability. And yeah, he does high burst damage, has decent escape tools, and just his vision game makes him so good. His vision game allows your teammates to see the positions of the others, and you always know when you're getting ganked, so that's why he's S tier. So, God tier, and the other heroes I consider S tier are Telenas, Joker, and Valheim. Telenas got a huge buff recently, and she does a lot of AD and magic damage. She has not the greatest escape tools, but her high damage allows her to carry team fights super hard. Joker, not the greatest late game hero, but he counters a lot of assassins, and he's a great roamer and a great ADC counter. Valheim is pretty tanky, provides a lot of crowd control, and in team fights you can just keep spamming people with stuns. A tier are Weaves, Lindis, Violet, and Yorn. They either lack mobility or lack high damage, or are not as good early game as Elsu, Joker, Valheim, for example. Weaves, the problem with her is just she has low base health. That means one Joker ultimate combo will kill her. Murad one-shots her, Necro one-shots her. She's just so squishy and relies on her teammates to provide peel. And Joker, Valheim, also they don't need peel. They have better mobility and escape tools. Joker has his anti-AD damage skill. Valheim is just tanky and also has his vision and his ultimate to escape. Lindis is pretty good in the right hands, has great roaming ability, can farm up a lot, like I consider A tier in the right hands, or even S tier, because she can just keep farming and counter jungling and proxying and roaming and just leeching gold from every lane and get herself super fat. But the problem with her, she relies on bushers. If you are behind early game and the towers are gone, she's not that good anymore. Violet relies a lot on gold. She needs to snowball, needs to farm up, and isn't that strong. Same for Yorn. Yorn has bad escape abilities and is only late game super strong once he has all his items. So that's about it. That was my tier list for SOLOQ. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and of course leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more guides. I could, for example, do a guide for certain matchups, like for the Darkslayer lane. I could explain for each hero which heroes are good against them or which heroes they can counter and how you can play against each matchup. I could do like a guide for Marshvll explaining her matchup against X heroes. Means how do you play against Omen, how do you play against Roxy, how do you play against Richter, and I could do that for each role basically. Do a guide for Darkslayer lane, how each hero works, how you need to play against those heroes. If you can't win the lane, you can roam and so on. I could do that. If you want to do that, if you want to see that, leave a like and write in the comments what type of guide you want to see, and the one with the most likes I will do. And wait, yeah, if this video has high watch time and gets a lot of likes, I'm more likely to do more guides in the future. So it's up to you. If you enjoyed those type of guides, always that's kinda cringy, but smash the like button. And that's about it. And lastly, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for your support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of thoughts into it, and the tier list will surely help you guys. And once again, thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers. That means a lot to me, and I appreciate every one of you guys. So, and that's about it. I see you guys next time, and bye bye.